I think it's going to give, you know, these teams that do land in the north side, they're going to know where all these teams are coming from, because they're going to be using the Valk ults to get around. They're going to have to move very rapidly, and it's going to put them in a spot where they are a little more vulnerable.
We're going to get the chance to find out how this all breaks down right now. We are jumping into game 2. Ladies and gentlemen, World's Edge once more. This time, we get to see, of course, how things play out is, again, the north. The barren wasteland. We got one squad over by Climatizer, a little bit of action in Fragment, and just a touch in Skyhook. Overall, very few teams enjoying that particular section of the country. 13 squads dropped onto World's Edge. Only one will emerge victorious.
Yeah, as right now, Illuminate dropping into their favored area right in the middle and just trying to get as much loot as possible. We will get a ring update for you when we can. I think as of right now, what we are just looking to see is where our team's going to have to go and how are they going to get there. Because like you said, it is really just about staying alive right now and trying to get more points. Because with how many points Nerf are going to be hogging, it is anybody's game to get in the top 10.
It really is. Transatlantic Gaming, one of those teams that did impress with the way that they were able to manage their macro last game, have another chance to do it this game, but with the relatively little data that they have so far, it's going to be slightly more difficult. I don't believe they had a beacon spawn near them this time, as I didn't see one on the map, and so how you operate with less information says quite a bit. It really does test that adaptability that we talked about and your ability to read squads as they rotate into what you may theorize is the next ring.
Absolutely, here as we do check on Nerf sitting up in that lava siphon area. As we now have our map, it is a very centralized map, giving everybody the opportunity to get in, especially as we go further. That first ring is pretty much smack dab in the middle, so it is going to be anybody's game to get into that. And hopefully that means we get a lot of teams going into this next ring.
Looking at end game, though, I mean, that's going to be very exciting stuff. It's pulling just off to the south of Fragment. It's likely to end right as out in the open as it looks right now. There are some fence lines there that I would say zones tend to close around, but the real treasures of the mid game are going to be the teams that can control the choke points leading in between Geyser and Fragment and in between Lava Siphon and Fragment. They give you so much flexibility to rain down fire. There are small buildings that you can opt into right around the outside of them, and the safety that they provide to you to be able to, I won't say participate in other fights that'll be happening around World's Edge is going to be the most important thing. With Transatlantic making a very fast rotation through Landslide right now, they may be trying to capitalize on not the choke points that we initially illustrated, but perhaps a different one they've sniffed out.
Yeah, and Dia, I want to ask you a question. Sure. Where did most of our squads go? Because we're already at 13 squads here.
We started with 13.
Oh, did we start with 13? My bad. I did not realize that we did not have a lot of people. But yeah, we are seeing now Tag getting some of this loot here, but they are getting aggressed upon a little bit here. I don't think that they have that team coming up around them, going more towards that countdown staging area instead, as we are just going to take a trip into Fragment and see how teams are going to play things out.
All right, Transatlantic Gaming, stopping through Landslide, did get that next scan as well, so I'm really curious to see their game plans. I really liked theirs last game. We got a chance to see, just with the little wall hacks that were provided as observers, little treats that we get, that we've got some squads over in Fragment as well, specifically Unlucky, who may be able to jump in third party. I'm not even third party, it just takes Transatlantic by surprise at this point. Interesting thing is where they're prioritizing at the moment, and it seems to be choke point in between Harvester and Fragment. Not a terrible position by any means, but not a particularly active one. Transatlantic want to let the chaos of this lobby sort itself out before they get involved.
Yeah, and you can see just how they're playing here. They're trying to keep their eye on where some of these teams are. Unlucky's picking up some people, but it is just going to be Tag getting out there.
I like that they end up instantly pulling the trigger on that. You don't want to take the fight right now. We already illustrated Transatlantic are dodging as much action as they can, and I like the play. They may have spotted a little bit ahead of them, though, and with this landing, a clean, or not a clean, a dataless landing for Transatlantic. They're lucky that nobody else is in here, although with 13, now 12 squads remaining, I suppose luck has a little less to do with it. It's more of a numbers game.
Yeah, as we are going to see Team Inferno here running their crypto as they do. Just getting a lay of the land right now. Now, as we do go further and further,
Might be something good this way.
see if crypto can make things happen. Did not see much of it last time around, so hopefully we get to see a little more, because I always enjoy seeing different legends than what most people run.
Yeah, the unorthodox can be some of the most fun. Sriracha popping up towards Lava Siphon right now may encounter a little bit of fun themselves. We already know Transatlantic are in front of them, but their spot equally well prioritized. This Inferno, with a little bit of safety, seem to be following suit. Everybody after game one wants to take a little bit of a chill pill. See if they too can make it into the end game. But that means that zones 3 and beyond are going to be very, very exciting to watch, because it's going to force people out of the little hidey holes that they've already selected for themselves. Keep in mind that data is held by everyone, because nobody's being particularly stealthy right now.
Yes, Sriracha are running into this Lava Siphon area. This is where Nerf are hanging out, so we may get Sriracha actually taking on one of our top contenders here. We'll see what's going to happen. Sriracha also just trying to heal up for now. As, yeah, it is just teams hiding out for the time being. And I think we're going to be waiting for a little bit before we really get any action.
This one is more of a hangout. This is like you and me time. We get to hang out with each other, see what's up, because really, until that next ring, there's no reason that these teams should fight if they're playing the game properly, which is pretty risk averse. Everybody should be A-okay. So, it's time to ask you, are you going to go see the new Matrix?
I've never watched Matrix in my life.
Oh, okay, fascinating. You know what I watched recently?
What did you watch?
I watched The Power of the Dog with Benedict Cumberbatch. That is a crazy movie, and I would highly recommend that you watch it.
Okay,
you have emotional energy to spare.
Here's the thing: I don't really watch movies much. Okay, I don't know why, but I just really get distracted with movies. I will watch a lot of like shows. Individually, I can sit there and watch episodes, but the commitment of watching a movie for that long, I don't know why, but my brain cannot do it.
I understand that. I have a sister who does things like that, or rather, that struggles with consuming media in this way. However, lucky for us, we've got some action, so we're gonna get a chance to tune in for that in a little bit. Unlucky actually ended up being the ones to take this fight, but it seems to be that Unorganized are comfortable fighting back and are doing so pretty darn well. They look healthy for the moment. Have already gotten 1 kill and a knock, and so it's really just them against the world right now. The world being exactly the one player of Unlucky that is left.
Yeah,
as a massive leap across on
as now Unorganized is just gonna clean that up. And yeah, I did hear a little bit of roboticism from you, Dia. Not sure if that was Dia.
I'm here. I'm okay. Good. Unfortunately, Unlucky are not. They're gone. And Unorganized cleaning that up, I think is a pretty big surprise. Thinking about Unorganized as compared to Unlucky, who again farmed up last monthly. Seeing them go out once again relatively early is a shock, especially this time with even fewer kills than I'd expected them to have.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, it does beg the question of how good is this team actually? Are they a team that is just very dependent on the day? Are they a team that had one really good option or one really good week and then have it kind of fall off? What is going on there that is causing them to struggle as much as it is? We'll have to keep our eyes now, but that is 2 games out of 4 that Unlucky have not really been able to do a whole lot.
I am a big fan of this position, however. I mean, as much as unlucky going out is unfortunate, seeing Survives Noodles play up here in the choke point between No Name and Geyser is the recipe for success that we illustrated earlier. And it seems like Illuminate, right next door to them, have taken up in the other side. So we'll see how far this gets them, as we've had a suspiciously quiet game so far. Already round 2, 10 squads left, does explain it away. However, with these 2 spots being held, it makes the game very difficult for any challengers that may want to approach, especially teams like Transatlantic Gaming that are eventually going to have to move into the open ground off into their north. We're likely going to see a lot of Valkyrie ults going off at the same time because it doesn't seem like anyone's too focused on making that rotation easier right now.
Yeah, they do have that option to get around in there and should be able to close that gap, but it is really going to be up to them and how they want to take it. Right now, it is just Tag trying to farm up as much of those shields as they can, and you can see how much this Gibraltar is able to do. Excuse me, how much this Gibraltar is really able to do when you just give him that sniper and say, all right, just farm shields. We don't need to do anything. Just really Sriracha are having fun right now.
It seems like Crypto's been doing a lot too. If your shields are on the ground, it is for a reason. They know they've been being bothered by Inferno, don't have the meds to work with. However, Nerf, interestingly enough, who have been hanging out here for quite a while, drop around here as well. No real problems, no struggles for them. Had the ring pulled to them, and now have the chance to play this out as comfortably as they would like. Round 2 just finishing up right now means that our 3rd round on the horizon is one that I'm super excited about because it means that everybody's going to have to move. Everybody's going to have to fight. And I'd like to see Nerf try and get that little bit of data, perhaps by going back into the ring, since they've really got not much else that they can do right now, and see if they can get even a further prediction.
Yeah, and I like this here from Nerf. They're going early. They're not waiting around for the ring to force them in. I see so many teams hang out and wait for the ring to push them out, but now Nerf are going on the aggressive here as the door will be blown open, give the opportunity for the Caustic to get in there.
Nice shots on the wingman already. We know that Ones is throwing in the damage. However, you've got to be careful of the 3rd party. It's got to be a knock before you end up pushing. And that nade inside of Dome is a massive for Messiah. However, no damage going off of it just yet. They're playing this slowly, but they're not the only ones that are trying to take a fight right now. We've got kills going off elsewhere on the map, and we're about to get them right here. And in comes Messiah, taking down Irish with him, and some sick headshots with the wingy. End up netting them a few more kills. However, that 3rd party is coming in, and Nerf need to reset extraordinarily quickly. Remember, they don't have the Gibraltar, but they are lucky that they have got a spot providing them enough safety from Transatlantic.
Yeah, and it's also lucky that they had that caustic gas going, because I think that kept them from getting aggressed upon there. You can see Nerf did not have anybody extremely close, but there was poke coming through. Getting in there, and Messiah just popping off with that wingman and getting some nasty shots through to get some of this KP. Now, Nerf do need to move up. You can see a lot of these teams are realizing they need to ditch where they're at and get in towards Fragment, but it is another fairly open ring coming in here because Fragment only has a couple of buildings that are left in the ring.
Oh Lord, Inferno have lost one as well, and it's their Crypto, the one that would provide them so much endgame utility. Suki is ready to take this fight, but it's going to be a tough one, waiting for that dome to expire. Nice bits of damage can be thrown in,
nice.
Though almost a knock comes in, and I love the coordination from Team Inferno to at least go for that play.
Yeah, they do need to go for something here, because you can see they're already missing a player, not going to be able to respawn there, and they're not doing great on their shields here, still sitting on the blues, so they need to get something going here, whether it's just playing aggressive or getting into this ring safely. Maybe they can force these teams out, get them thinking there's more people there than they want, but now Nerf is looking to play aggressive.
They're already here for the third party. They should have all the data in front of them. They're pushing into the 3-man of Trippin right now, but Nerf simply don't seem to care. Messiah just walks in, gets shocked, and will he get out alive? It seems like he will. Turns is taking a 1v2 on the other side, while Rivalries ends up going down, and Nerf just absolutely sweep a building, no questions asked. However, just in return, Messiah is going to go down. The instant knock right back onto Turns as well means that A1 is going low. Doesn't have a lot of safety here, but he ends up picking up the kill, getting the shield swap, and maybe being able to stay alive for just a second longer. In the 1v2, however, it seems like all is not told. Inferno came back in for revenge, and now are being third-partied by Transatlantic Gaming.
Holy crap, you spoke too soon there, because Nerf, you said no questions asked. Well, now they found the question. It has been asked. Nerf are down 2 players, and they're going to be possibly down a third unless ones can get in there. Thinking about going around this ring here and trying to pop in this fight, but Tag are engaged, so maybe there's an opportunity. It is going to be rough.
Falco just yet to get out of here either side on that kill feed, and oh my lord, Flubbed, please, doing it to him with the rampage, and now almost getting another knock instead, finding the reset for now. I believe that dome should be off cooldown as well, so Transatlantic do have some space, but the thing that they're running out of isn't space, it's time, Tessa. We've only got 34 seconds until this next ring closes, and they've got so much ground to cover that they may be doomed.
Yeah, they've got to get around this wall here, so they need to be able to either Valkyrie out or get around. You can see Ones is just ditching, gotta be ratting the rest of the game and trying to hide, although now you can see there are players aware of where he's at. He's gonna try and get into these buildings here, but I think a lot of teams just realized there is a solo Valkyrie hiding in Fragment.
Everybody's got that data now. MNK assist out there in the forefront. Let's see if this Kraber connects. Neo got to look for the headshot. Doesn't quite find it. Instead, distracted from behind, ends up landing a thick 145 on the high ground. It may be enough for Illuminate to push up right now. They haven't got too many heals available. They're actually relatively low. Survives Noodles do not have all purples yet. They're still operating on some blues, and that means that this is pretty nicely pushable. If you can just find the angle right here, perhaps one other Kraber shot. Ring closing right now, though, and Transatlantic have somehow made it inside. Unfortunately, it seems to be to their demise as MNK assist end up picking up a kill.
Yeah, Survive are looking to get into ring here as it is going to close again. They are able to just hang out here, but they have teams sitting right outside ready to go on them. They know they need to take this player out and move forward, but it is okay. Now they should be going forward.
Careful with the push. Dome has expired on the other side of this, so Survives actually have the most safety that they can with this dome, and they end up taking full advantage of it. I love the play from Survives. They throw in the Arc Star, they catch the waters, they wait for the dome to go down, and then they walk in and say, we're safe here. We've got extra cover. Do you? No. We end up winning the fight. Really amazing stuff from them, allowing zero counterplay and taking out the remainder of Illuminate. Was really as simple as that.
Yeah, as we do see a ones actually goes down as well. So Nerf are out. It is down 2-3. And Unorganized really sitting pretty right now with themselves looted up, ready to go. And honestly, they have some really solid positioning, it seems like. They're getting a lot of poke down, and they've looked strong this entire match.
Right now, with the power position, with the power character to have here, the Caustic, they are in the best spot to win the game. MNK assist will have to contend with them, and no matter how well looted up they are, I don't think you could write this off just yet. As it is in all endgames, though, especially with 3 teams left. He who takes the first engagement will go down first. This last fight is going to be a game of patience, a ring fully determined on how well you can hold on to your bloodlust.
Yeah, I would love to get an update to know where the ring is closing so we can see which teams are in the better spot. Right now, it looks like it's actually pushing a little bit more towards enemy or MNK right now, because they are just hanging out on that side. So now, yeah. Ooh, this is gonna get a little rough here for Survive.
NK are playing this real nice and slow, though. They know that Unorganized are likely going to have to leave their cover, if not now, very soon, and are going to be pushed up right against the fence line. Somebody's going to have to deal with MNK. Problem is that they're just not the biggest threat to either one of these squads. Survive, keep looking at Unorganized, knowing that they're right next door, and ooh, no force actually means that a knock doesn't go through, but Noodles just keeps frying.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of cover here. They have the high ground, which is great, but Unorganized, they have so much more cover and can just hang out here for a bit. So now Gibby ult comes down. Oh no.
Damage coming in here, and even a knock, actually. 2 knocks as you're down to the last member. Unorganized know that there was just a solo up there on the high ground, but now turn their attention onto MNK. Remember, he who full sends it first will go out first. So, luck-based Killa takes the Phoenix, takes his time, and tries to buy a little bit more space for his squad to get set up for this fight. Good chunk, though, from MNK assist. Almost ends up being the thing that lets them pull the trigger on this push. But remember, pushing into a caustic, totally unnecessary right now. Wait for the fight to come to them. Noodles from off of this high ground and Unorganized, they're going to be forced to dome as this ring starts closing. It is a perfect move.
It really is here, as I was getting a little concerned there. It seemed like it was going to get a little rough there. The Caustic, it seemed like they wanted to push there, but Caustic Gas holding them off. MNK assist holding all the power right now.
Some nice shots. People desperately try and climb the fence, but this game should be MNK assist. This, though, changes everything. The stick goes through, but Yoroi manages to dodge it. Still, no crucial reposition on the Wraith. Shield Bat's going to go off, but nobody's ended up pushing off of that. They didn't get the second part of the damage, and it means that MNK get to continue farming up right now. The Bolt starting to do work, and Dome ends up going down for both these squads. Last 2 left. It's Unorganized versus MNK, the 3v3. Who will come out on top? MNK are pushing first. They do not get the first knock, however. It's the 1-for-1. Yoroi needs to find these last wingman shots, but they're just not landing yet. Playing the knockdown shield. Unorganized are going to take it. Coming around the side right here. The end game is a tricky, tricky mistress, and this time she ended up favoring Unorganized.